Hello everyone, my name is Nargis Nasreen, and in today's video we are going to talk about aggregate functions. So let's see what is aggregate function and why do we use it. Okay, so aggregate functions are applied. Let me change the color. Okay, so they are applied on multiple rows of a single column of a table and return an output of single value. Okay, we are going to talk about 5 different types of aggregate functions. So the first one is count. Okay, so count function is used to count number of not null records in a certain field. Okay, it is not going to count null values. Okay, so it helps to count number of not null records in a field, or we can say in a column. Then we have sum function. Okay, so it is used to sum all the not null values in a column. Okay, again, so see, aggregate function do not work on the null values unless you are going to tell this like, okay, you are going to consider null values. They are not going to work on null values. Okay, they are going to ignore null values. So if you are going to use sum function, and if there is any null values present in that particular field, it is going to ignore that. Okay, so it sum all the non-null values in a column or field. Then we have min function. So it returns the minimum value from the entire list, or we can say from that particular field. So it returns minimum value from the entire list. Okay, just like that we have max function. So it will return the maximum value. Returns maximum value from the entire list. And last we have average function. We write AVG for that. So what it will do, it will calculate the average of all non-null values belonging to a certain column of a table. So what it will do, it will calculate the average of all non-null values belonging to a certain column or field, we can say, of a table. Okay, fine. So yeah, so this is all about aggregate functions. And again, I'm going to repeat, aggregate functions ignore null values unless told not to. Okay, so now that we know about the definition and about the purpose of this aggregate function, let's try to apply this in MySQL workbench. Okay, so I will open MySQL workbench. Okay, So what we will do, we are going to use our employees database, and let me do one thing. Let me try to find, let me first show you. See, I'm going to write down the select star from employees. So we have one table that is called as employees. Okay, so let's see the structure of this table. So see, we get 300,024 rows returned. So if you want to check it directly, like how many employees detail you have in this employees table, what we have to do, we can write select count. You can use count because you are going to count the number of records. Then we are going to put a star in this from employees. Okay. So now let me execute this. So see, we get 300,024 records. Okay. Now, next thing that we can do is, let's see, I want to count number of first name in our employees table. Okay, so I think it is going to return the same number of, like same value it is going to return. So if I'm going to write down select count first name, because we do not have any null value in our table employees because we checked it earlier when we were learning about is null and is not null. We saw there was no null values present. So I think it is going to return the same value. Let me execute this. And yeah, we get 3024. Now what I want to do, I want to check, I want to count distinct first name, like those first name which are unique. Okay, and we learn about distinct keyword in the last class. If you haven't watched that video, please go through it. Okay, so now this time we are not going to write down distinct after select. We are going to write down distinct inside this count function before the name of the column. Okay, so here, why? Because I want to check distinct first name and then I want to find the count of it. Okay, this is why we have to write it here. So let's see. And see, we have only 1,275 unique name, unique first name in the employees table. Okay. Now what we can do next, let's see. Now let's try to apply, let's see our employees database first. Okay. Now let's try to find out the minimum employee number. Like every employee has their own employee number. So we are going to find out the minimum one and the maximum one. Okay. So I'm going to write down select min employee number from employees. Okay. So let's execute this. Okay. So we get this value. Okay. Now let's try to get the maximum one. So I will be writing max here. And let's execute this. And we get this value. Okay. So this is the maximum employee number. So this is how we can use min and max. Now let's try to see how to find the sum, how to use sum and average. Okay, so for this, what I will do, I will be using salaries table. We have the salaries table, if you see in the employees database, and we have these many columns. So first, let's see the structure of this. Select star from salaries. Okay, let me execute. Okay, so we have these, we can say field in this employee number, salary, from date, to date. Okay, so let's try to find the average salary of all the employees. Okay, so what we can write on select average. Average of what? Average of salary from salaries table. Okay, now let me execute this. So this is the average value of all the salary value that we have in the salary table. Now let's try to find out the sum. The sum of all the salaries that we have. So I will be pasting this and I will just replace this with sum. Okay, let's execute. And yeah, this is the sum of all the salary value that we have in the salary field of salaries table. So this is how we use aggregate functions, but again, they are very, very important. We will be using them from now on, and we are going to learn and we're going to understand how important they actually are. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today's class. In the next class, we'll see a new topic. So if you get any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.